Hi, and welcome back to CVC Interviews. My name is Joyce Vaudrey from Vernon. And tonight, like most of our conversations, we're talking to a community leader. I can't help telling you how excited I am to have someone else in the industry that I love. Her name is Micayla Barrows, and she is the new Miss Greater Rockville. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So Micayla,
Yes.
tell me a little something about yourself. I see that you graduated from UConn.
Yes, ma'am. I graduated. Thank you. I graduated last May, 2022. I got my bachelor's of science in psychology and a minor in neuroscience. So I'm really interested in the psych field and the neuroscience field, or neurology.
Oh, okay. And you're going back to school for another class we were chatting about? Yeah.
I am. So I am taking one course right now, organic chem, because I want to go back to nursing school, not back to, I want to go to nursing school and eventually go and get my master's and become a PMHNP, which is a psychiatric APRN.
Wow, that's a lot going on, and thank you. We need more folks in the medical field specializing in that.
Especially in the psychology field.
So you're born and bred in Connecticut.
I am,
Yeah.
I am. My hometown is Prospect.
Okay, and is that western part of the state?
I think so.
Okay, I'm not really familiar.
I'm not good with that
I'm still kind of familiar with this side of the river, so I'm working on my towns over here, okay?
Me too.
Well, congratulations on Miss Greater Rockville. I'm a huge fan of the pageant system and any place where the arts and entertainment can be showcased.
Yeah.
A lot of folks don't understand there's a lot involved. So what got you started with a pageant? So I used to work for Kelly's Kids Incorporated, which is a therapy farm. We get children from DCF, inner city kids, and they come to us during the summertime and they spend the summer with us and our animals. And our animals give them all types of therapy and they benefit them in numerous ways. So when I was a senior in high school, I decided to do my senior project on that. And I did a really long research study on it, and I did so phenomenal in it that I decided I want to do something more with it. And that's where I created Autumn's Language, which Autumn is my little dash hound, and she is an emotional support animal. And I bring Autumn to classrooms, and so I decided the only way that I would be able to do more with Autumn's Language was through a scholarship organization such as the Miss American organization. And a little while later, as I was involved in the pageant system, I decided Autumn's Language isn't enough. I want to kind of speak from my personal experience. And when I was 17, I was diagnosed with ADHD. And it's been a rocky road because there's still not enough research known about ADHD and about the therapies and treatment options. And I myself had even benefited from those animals. So I said, you know what? I'm going to be an advocator. I'm going to advocate for neurodiversity, for ADHD, and for holistic therapeutic options such as animal therapy. So that's a lot brought in together into one place.
Yeah.
I find all of those aspects you mentioned are really important to me, and more people are finding out about how important they are and how they overlap.
Yes, exactly.
And the diagnosis of ADHD is such a hard target to hit. And it can be very, very difficult. And a lot of folks are under the misconception that they know one ADHD person, then they know them all. No. You know one ADHD person, that's what you know.
That's exactly what you know.
Exactly what you know.
There's so many things that happen inside the brain that people can't see, and that's why it's so hard to diagnose, especially in females, so that's why I'm here.
And have you done any work on understanding of why you think maybe it's harder for the females to be diagnosed?
Oh yeah, actually last year, my senior year at UConn, I decided to do a research project again in ADHD in males versus females. And I went into a toddler's classroom and I had observed them and worked with them. And I found that more often than not, the females do not contain the hyperactive aspect of it as much as the males, which is why it's so hard to diagnose. So As females get older, it becomes more easy to pick up those characteristics of, oh, they're looking at the clock in class, they're tapping their finger while they're waiting for the exam question to pop into their head, like the answer to it. There's different things that you can pick up on in those females rather than them just having to get up out of class to go use the bathroom 5 times during the half hour, or tapping their pencil just because they're bored rather than they're thinking. So there's other and less hyperactive aspects.
Wow.
Yeah.
I do remember a lot of that research was just starting when I was still in the public school system. And because initially all of the work was focused on the boys.
Yeah, yeah.
And a lot of children were misdiagnosed or miscategorized, or were diagnosed and then there were no supports. So it can be very frustrating working through that whole process.
No, most definitely. And now after COVID, there are so many people, all ages, getting diagnosed with ADHD because we were stuck at home. We were stuck at home looking at our devices. Kids weren't going outside and they weren't playing. So now that everyone's back into play with everything, no one wants to go to school. They want to sit at home and do it on Zoom. Like, I don't blame them. That was the same thing for me. So it's now, with the more diagnoses happening, more research is starting to come out, which is great.
It really is. I'm happy to hear that your personal life and now your career are all coming together.
Yeah.
And once you joined the pageant, I used an old term I asked you what your platform was. And I do like that they've given it a new category. So now it's called your CSI.
Yes, your Community Service Initiative.
Oh, I love a good acronym.
I know.
So your Community Service Initiative is one of the reasons you like the pageants.
Yes.
So what is yours?
So mine is You Are Enough. I use that statement all over my Instagram because it's hard for people with ADHD and that are neurodivergent to believe that we are enough in our own bodies. I'm always second guessing what I say. I'm always rambling and wondering, why did I keep going? I'm always just in my own head a lot of the time. And I had to take a step back and understand, I'm happy with me. I love how much I chit chat. I love how much I am a ball of fun and energetic and all over the place. That's fun. That's me. And I love that. So, the second part to that was improving the world of neurodiversity. So You Are Enough, improving the world of neurodiversity.
Well, they definitely dovetail into each other.
Yes.
And You Are Enough is a motto for anybody.
Yes, exactly.
But to specifically tell, especially children, it's okay, you are enough. And one person actually that I was talking to about some of my own symptoms are, we'll call that your superpower.
Exactly. I love that. I love that.
I'm going to use my powers for good instead of evil.
I love that.
And if that means doing the dishes at 10 o'clock at night, well, guess
then
what?
Then you do you, boo. You do you.
Yes, I tried to.
Yeah.
So tell us about, actually, so someone's watching and they're like, oh, I want to do a pageant. How do you get started?
Yeah, so you can actually visit the Miss Connecticut Scholarship Organization if you're from the state of Connecticut. You can visit that website, and if you were just interested from a different state, you can go on to the MissAmericaOrganization.com and you can sign up right through there.
All right, so now that you're Miss Greater Rockville, and now what's your the next step up is Miss Connecticut?
It is. That is in June. I will be there from June 14th to the 18th, but preliminary competition is on the 16th of June, and then the finals are on the 18th of June, and it's at Mohegan Sun.
And is it too late for people to sign up for that for June? Or?
For tickets or for title?
Well, I was just thinking tickets.
But
title. I was a title.
No, so we had our orientation a few weeks ago.
Okay.
We chose our contestant order and everything, so that's all done. So now the tickets are on sale and they are open to the public as of this week.
And at Mohegan Sun, you said?
Correct. Yeah.
That's a great place to do events.
It is. We used to have Miss America there over the past few years, but I think they're moving it this year. I don't know where though, so. We'll see.
I don't know myself. I do know that you do get to travel. You get to visit a lot of groups and organizations. I know here at CVC, I've been doing interviews for a couple of years now, and I've gotten to meet so many great people. You were saying you lived in Ashford.
Correct.
One of our organizations has a charity out there to rehabilitate animals.
I didn't even know
Yeah,
that.
our
That's
companions.
so cool.
It's a beautiful place.
That's awesome.
And we actually took the cameras out there, so I got to interview a lot of folks and meet the animals.
Where is this in Ashford?
I don't know.
Oh. We'll have to figure it out.
They have it set up that you can visit it very specific times.
Yeah.
But it's really a retirement home and rehab facility.
That's
so they do open it
awesome.
to the public for short periods of time.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I love
it's
that.
a great. Just getting involved with your community. Me through CVC, you through this.
Exactly.
It's a wonderful way to use our energies, our superpowers, in ways to help others.
Exactly. That's the whole reason for being here.
So tell me what an average pageant day looks like when you're getting ready to compete.
Okay, so, that's a lot. So I actually started getting my wardrobe together now, and we're still a month and a half away.
Oh my!
And I'm doing mock interviews weekly now. So we'll go to the interview day at the competition. So at the competition, you usually will have your interview in the morning. As I am contestant number 3, it will probably be around 9 a.m.
Good, get it over with.
Yes, exactly. I'll have the afternoon to chill out, and then I have rehearsal later on. And after rehearsal, we have the preliminary competition. So I'll do my hair, my makeup. Usually we have about an hour to 2 to do both of those. But I'll have my hair
Is that
setting.
enough for most of the contestants? No. Okay.
I usually set my hair all day though. So after my interview, I'll put it up in rollers and leave it until later on that night. And then I can do my makeup in a half hour. So it's quick.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you've done that a few times.
I have.
Okay. What are the types of things you're doing in a competition?
Yeah.
Several people have, very set things in mind, but a talent portion and the interview, those are all points towards winning?
Yes, exactly. Yep. So your interview, you have a 30-second opening, and then you have I think it's 9 or 9.5, no, it's 9 minutes now, interview with the judges in a private room, and then you have a 30-second closing statement. After that, once you're on the stage itself, we have our introductions. We'll do an opening routine together, all the contestants on the stage.
Oh, those are always fun to watch.
They are,
yeah.
And we always have sparkly dresses, and I love that. So after that, we'll jump right into the competition. The competition order right now, I don't know per se, but I do know that we have the talent. Mine will be dance, and that's usually 1.5 minutes. And then we have our evening gown wear, our fitness wear, now that we are partnering with the American Heart Association as the Miss America organization. So we'll go out in our Rebel athletic gear. And then we have our onstage question. We'll answer that. During finals, however, the onstage question is then an onstage interview. So whatever the last question was in your interview, the judges pick that up in the onstage interview. Only the finalists will get to go through that.
Wow. So there are a lot of opportunities to communicate with the judges and to show them.
Yes.
Because public speaking is what you're doing.
Exactly.
Once you're crowned.
Exactly.
As someone who coaches people on interview and audition skills, how important is it to have your 30-second pitch / elevator pitch / intro to be ready?
Oh, so I always find the closing and the opening statements to be a part for you to just stand there and just be comfortable. Because if you set yourself out to memorize something during that first 30 seconds, you're going to be so set in stone of whether you did it perfectly or whether you messed up a word, and the rest of your interview isn't going to go the way you want it to go. So it's a point in time for you to just stand there, smile, introduce yourself, and take a deep breath. That's all the judges want you to do. Have a conversation with them and just be comfortable.
And they probably don't want you to stand there and say, "Hi, I want to be..."
Yeah, no, but they do want to hear that you want to be Miss Connecticut. They want to know that you want that job. So if they ask you the question, who do you think is ready for this job? It's me.
Yeah.
That's who you say.
Oh, I always answer that. I don't care what you're asking me. Who wants to ask you? Me.
Me, exactly.
Excellent. So what's a question that has been posed to you that would have thrown you off if they asked it on stage as a surprise?
I was Miss Bristol 2020. One of the questions I was asked in my interview was about sexual assault. And that's when a lot of the community was coming together and announcing people that they have had pasts with, and people were getting in all sorts of trouble for now the past being brought up. And they had asked me a question revolving around that, and it didn't necessarily have to do with my platform at the time, which is now my CSI, but it did have to do with political news and current news. So the only reason it threw me off was because I wasn't necessarily prepared to answer something so loud.
Potentially volatile.
Exactly, exactly. And one of my sister queens is all about domestic violence awareness and sharing the love and distributing the love. And I thought to my head, what would she say? What would she say?
Oh.
So that's how I answered it.
Well, that's wonderful to hear. That's another way of the networking and also lifting each other up and teaching and learning from each other for the CSI.
Exactly, exactly.
And when you're thinking about what you're going to do next, like interviewing here or going to another event, what is it that you're hoping to get out of your reign as Miss Greater Rockville?
I'm hoping to just be me, to be honest with you. I have competed 2 years prior to COVID, and I was so focused on placing and so focused on winning and getting that title. And to be honest, it took the experience out for me. This year, I want to just go in and say, look, I'm here as me. I'm here with ADHD. I love me. I love the town I'm working with. I've always wanted to follow in the previous Miss Greater Rockville's footsteps. And now that I have that opportunity and I've graduated and I'm currently comfortable with where I stand in life and who I am, I just want to enjoy it. I just want to enjoy it.
Do you use Instagram to talk about? Because I did look you up. I'm like, oh, these great photos. So, what's your Instagram handle? We'll make sure we post it also.
Oh, of course. So my
your official.
Yes. So my official Instagram is Miss Greater Rockville 2023. And I post all about ADHD, all about You Are Enough, and then also all about my journey throughout my appearances that I make in the community, throughout my orientation. And as we get closer to the competition, I will be posting more about the mock interviews and the week of competition.
Is there still such a thing as a pageant wave?
So I have a princess. Actually, they're called Little Miss now.
Okay.
I have, my Little Miss had asked me, and she said, do I have to do this in the Memorial Day parade? And I said, you know what, girl, if you want to do it, go for it. Enjoy it. So she's going to do her little wave, but you can do whatever you want. You can wave however you want. To me, it just feels too robotic.
Yes.
I like the natural, simple wave. It's whatever you're feeling. Yeah.
And are you looking forward to the parades?
I am. I've already got my outfit ready. I coordinated it with my girls. We're going to do a red, white, and blue theme. And I just love decorating the car and waving to all the kids and adults and stuff. And my favorite part, though, is afterwards when we get out of the car and all the little kids come up and they say, can we take a picture? Because it makes me so happy that they want to just stand next to me.
I wanted a picture with you too when we started, so you know, I know how they feel.
It's a beautiful moment. It's a beautiful moment.
And what's the first parade you're doing this year? Memorial Day?
It is. It is.
Very cool.
Yep.
Is that the one in town in Vernon?
Yes, it is.
Okay. My husband Michael and I, we filmed Santa Claus coming in and all the fire trucks all lit up and everything.
Yeah.
It was a blast. I didn't know so many things happened just in Vernon. Rockville area is very, very active and has a lot of community events. Are you speaking at any of the community events where you're focused with kids and children, such as like high schools? Where are you going to be speaking?
So I actually am starting to reach out to the schools now. I plan to partner, well, actually, I have a partnership with the Exceptional Sidekick. I currently volunteer on their board. I help with their social media. I help with fundraising with some of their shops. And I just signed up to be a puppy raiser for the summer. And that's where we get a puppy that we have to look after and raise until they go off to the school during August when the students go back to college.
Nice.
And those dogs that we raise are therapy dogs. They work with psychiatric patients, and they're assigned to a handler after they're trained and ready to go. So I will actually be taking the puppy that I raise and bringing it to my appearances at the schools with me to share the benefits of animal therapy. And I am so excited because not only will I be able to teach the students about what ADHD looks like and to teach them about accepting it and about how they're enough, but I'll also get to bring a dog into their classroom and give them some space from the actual learning in school and just enjoy the dog in front of them and the furry friends. So.
Well, you'll have to come back here with the dog.
Oh, I will, totally.
We had like 3 or 4 dogs on set one time.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And that was with a training program. So I would definitely love to have you come back
that would
to
be
hear
awesome.
more about that.
Yeah.
We, my husband and I actually did foster care for the Worcester Animal Rescue League on and off for about 8 years. Now we're foster failures with litter mates, crash and bang. Oh yeah, they're 7 years old now, and their cat sitter is in the control booth right now. But yeah, I love my little fur guys. Yeah. Is it going to be difficult having to give the puppy back?
I, to be honest with you, think it will be very difficult because it will be my first therapy dog that I help to raise and to train. But I think it will be such a rewarding process to watch them be assigned to a handler and to see how much they help that person.
And what's the name of the organization again?
The Exceptional Sidekick.
The Exceptional Sidekick.
Yes, ma'am.
Ooh, I like that.
They're a beautiful nonprofit. They brought some therapy dogs to Sandy Hook afterwards, and they are currently growing, and that's all we can ask for, and it's awesome.
So where are they located where people could volunteer or maybe go and potentially be handlers?
So they're actually located in Newtown, Connecticut.
Okay.
And you can go right on their website, the Exceptional Sidekick, I think .com, maybe .org.
Maybe .org?
Maybe, I don't know. And you can sign up to be a puppy raiser, you can sign up to donate, or you can even sign up to volunteer. And they have a ton of volunteer opportunities, which is where I signed up, and now I'm on the fundraising board and the helping them post their newsletter board, and I'm thrilled with my position.
Yeah, we had to get someone to do our social media who was in her 20s still. So Sophia and I we couldn't keep up. Yeah. There's just so much going on, and you want to. So we'll try to keep up with what's going on in our industry, but also people we're supporting and seeing what they're doing. Yeah. What is something? So I get like a gazillion questions. Yeah. But you're planning your wardrobe. I can kind of understand for the pageant, but even for a parade, you're planning it like 5-6 weeks in advance?
Yes.
Is this something you always do, or is it because of this new title?
So, yes and no.
Okay.
Since I'm trying to enjoy this year more and just to enjoy the whole wardrobe shopping rather than stressing about, do I have this for this time, I need this for this time, what am I gonna wear? I'm kind of going out, and if I see something, I buy it. If I want to wear it to this event, I mark it down and I have it and it's ready to go. And that's exactly what we did with the Memorial Day Parade. I was actually really thrilled to have my new teens and my new little miss, and I said, you know what, I want to match. Like, let's go do something special. So just kind of taking every moment in and enjoying it.
So tell me about the little teens and little miss.
Yeah.
So you all have competed at different age groups, and now this is the next group from 2023?
So the teens, yes. We have the Miss Connecticut as well as Miss Connecticut's teen. But the Little Misses is a program that the Miss Connecticut Scholarship Organization is now creating this year, where we have between the ages of, I think, 0, maybe 5 to 19 can partake in it, and they have a bunch of amazing opportunities for the girls to learn about the organization and how to get involved with the community. But they also have the opportunity for the girls to go on stage at Miss Connecticut for a talent show, where if they win the talent show, they get to perform it on the Miss Connecticut stage, which is great. Wow. And they have the gala, which is the biggest fundraiser for the Miss Connecticut organization, period. And the princesses, the Little Misses and Little Misters will go with their miss or teen, and they'll get crowned at the event.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
How does a little guy get started like that? Like go on the Miss Connecticut website and...
Yes, you can definitely go through the website, and if you don't have a miss or a teen that you're interested in pairing with, they will assign you to one, which is great because then you get to make new friends. Oh. But for me, I teach dance in Prospect at Connecticut Dance Theater and the Arts, and I love my students with my whole heart. And there's one student that just really stood out to me and just reminded me of myself when I was little. She's a sassy little thing, and she's adorable, and I said, you know what, I want her to have some time with me during my year, and I want her to be able to experience this new organization and to just have fun with it.
That's wonderful. Yeah. I can truly appreciate that. And the business that Sophia and I are in, we see that. There are some children, they can't really articulate exactly what they want, but you see they got it.
Exactly.
And you just want to help nurture it and say, I see what you're doing there, let me help you out.
Exactly. Just be that big sister role model. It's now the 5th, we have 4 points on the crown, but the 5th one is now sisterhood, and that's exactly what we're doing.
We were talking about that, the sisterhood, and that is rising up with each other and supporting each other.
Exactly.
There's an organization that I've been doing some volunteer work in. My business partner speaks quite often there. It's Women Empowering Women.
Oh, I've heard of that organization.
Yes, and they do tours all around. And I'm thinking you would be perfect for that circuit.
I would love it.
Yeah, maybe you and Sophia can both stand up with your sashes and crowns.
Yes, no, definitely.
I love that you get to keep your crown even when you it's like, that's so nice. What a nice memento.
It's special. It really is. To be honest with you, the crown is just as special as the sash. Some people will ask, which one do you find more special to you? But it's both, because the crown has 4 points on it, which are scholarship, service, style, and success. And that's what we do. That's who we are. That's what we stand for. But also the sash, because it says who we are. It says where we give our service, who we are representing, and I'm proud to represent Rockville.
Well, as a member of the Vernon Rockville community, I thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You'll have to come back, especially with the dog.
Most definitely.
All right,
Most definitely.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you everyone for joining us for CVC Interviews. Here, we don't just watch TV, we make it. So join us watching, making. Come on down, give Melanie a call, and be a part of your community. Thank you. Good night.